So as I predicted while I was on a vacation, I felt that the Sony WH-720Ns were on the way, and what do you know, the Sony WH-720Ns showed up in a leak, alongside a few other interesting Sony products which are also on the way. Now first, we're gonna have to talk about the Sony WH-720Ns because these are the headphones that I'm most excited about. Now personally, I've always really liked the Sony WH-700Ns, but when the WH-710Ns came around, I felt that these were an all-around downgrade. Their build quality, their sound, and their app removal were just downgrades from the 700Ns. Now with the WH-720Ns, they kind of look like the XB910Ns, but personally I am a little concerned about the 720Ns overall build quality. Now the 720Ns weigh in at 192 grams, which is 31 grams less than their predecessors. Now having super lightweight headphones is great and all for comfort, but at this weight I do start to get a little concerned for overall durability. However, something that I really do hope that they fix on the WH-720Ns is going to be their leatherette, because the leatherette on the 710Ns just feels rough, it's coarse, and it gets everywhere. And given that Sony is finally doing leatherette very well on their headphones, I have high hopes that the 720Ns will also get blessed with good feeling leatherette. Now, tech specs wise, the 720Ns are finally getting multi-point connectivity, meaning that they can finally be connected to two devices at the same time, like with a lot of other headphones out there. Now, the 720Ns are also using a new chip for their active noise cancellation, so hopefully this is going to mean active noise cancellation performance improvements. However, don't expect the WH-720Ns to block out a ton of noise, because at the end of the day, these are just a pair of entry-level ANC headphones, but we can expect the 720Ns to block out almost as much or maybe just as much noise as the XB910Ns. Now, battery life stays the same at 35 hours with the active noise cancellation turned on, but unfortunately there is no mention about upgraded drivers or app support. Now personally, I really do hope that the 720Ns have app support because, like I've mentioned a few times already, the 700Ns had app support, and personally I do not want to be stuck with a super bass heavy EQ like with the 710Ns. Now we're going to pricing. The WH-720Ns are going to retail between $150 to $200, but they'll routinely go on sale, and I'm willing to bet that they'll be out in the spring. Now alongside the WH-720Ns, there's also the WH-520s, which are like the 720Ns except they're an on-ear version and they don't have active noise cancellation. But next up, there's the Sony XV500. Now, I recently reviewed the XV900 and overall, I really liked it. So personally, I do have high hopes for the XV500. Now, the XV500 looks like it's going to be the successor to the XP500. Now, personally, I've never really been the biggest fan of the XP500 because when it's running off of its internal battery, it does leave you wanting more in the sound department. So here's hoping that the XV500 has better overall sound performance when it's running off of its internal battery. And I feel the XV500 already has a rather stiff competition because it's going to have to go up against the likes of the JBL PartyBox 110. Now, there's no pricing or availability for the XV500, but I am willing to bet that it's going to retail for around $350, and it's probably going to be released either in late spring or early summer. But next up, there's the HT-AX7, aka the Magic Bucket. Now this thing is supposed to be a speaker, but given its HT designation, which stands for home theater, personally I think the Magic Bucket is going to be an ultra small and affordable soundbar for your TV. Or it could be a part of something larger. Given its name, the HT-AX7, it could be a part of something that's a more affordable version of the HT-A9 home theater setup from Sony. Overall, I feel that it's very hard to tell exactly what this thing is because there's also no pricing and there's no ETA. And finally, there's the Sony XB100. Now this is an ultra small portable Bluetooth speaker and it looks like it's going to be the successor to the XB13. Now personally, I like the XB13, but let's see if the XB100 has improved sound quality and maybe it gets louder and maybe it might have better battery life. Now regarding pricing, I'm willing to bet that the XB100 is going to retail for around $60 and it's probably going to be out sometime in the spring. But overall, these are the Sony products that got leaked while I was away on vacation. Now, personally, I'm really looking forward to the Sony WH-CH720Ns. Now, I've always really liked the Sony WH-700Ns, but the 710Ns, not so much. So, the 720Ns has a lot of room to make up for past mistakes. And then there's the XV500. Now the XP500 has always left me wanting more, but I am willing to give the XV500 a chance because I really liked the XV900. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.